Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching the Barry Beat Podcast live, Main Street, Barre, Vermont, from the Inside Scoop Studios, and from our new location in the Inside Scoop Studios.
Yeah.
Raylene, are you excited?
I'm super excited. I'm very excited that we are, and I feel like I don't have to talk as loud, not gonna lie. I feel like, I don't know, it's just a more tight space, but I'm liking curling up on the couch and just vegging for sure.
Nice.
It's comfortable, it's warm, and yeah, and I'm really feeling safer with not having my back up against the window anymore. It's a much better deal.
So for folks that don't know, one, we do need to start at 7 o'clock with Barry Beat, apparently, because nobody is awake. Jen Lawrence jumped in, though. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
You want to see your...
Because everybody is not on board with the 8 o'clock
Yeah, I know.
show.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I got to do
win.
it. Yeah. Well, anyway, so we wanted to do a Barry Beat. There was no city council today, and this week, and there's no school board. And for those that don't know, not sure what rock you've been hiding under, but tomorrow is Election Day. Are you excited, Raylene? Hey, Jen.
Yes and no. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm worried. I have jitters and I feel like, there could be trouble either way. And I'm more hopeful and about the state races. And really, truthfully, yes, Vermont matters in all elections, but we don't matter as much as most states. We're pretty tiny and give pretty little numbers. So, but I think that we'll do a good job state level, and that's where we can really make change. So I'm hopeful and crossing my fingers, and I think we've worked hard and have tried hard, and yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings.
I obviously am hopeful for, for booting for Barry.
Absolutely.
This is like the worst time where... Actually, the worst time starts around Thursday, because there's really the Thursday before the election, because there's really nothing that you can do. Just want to say hello, Tim. So Thursday.
Do you want me to tell you who Tim is?
I do want you to tell me who
All
Tim
right.
is.
So Tim is my ex-husband and my very best friend.
Oh, nice to know. Well, I know who Chris Massey is.
Yes,
What's
I
that?
know that you know who Chris is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris, I've heard that you had an amazing... Well, I drove by, so I saw how amazing it was. But someone told me that you had kids, lined up. Is that...
At his garage. His haunted garage. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I didn't get to go up there for that, but I did see it in the making, and not during that night, though.
I already told you, there's no way I would have gone in that. I'm a wuss. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Chris. I got to go pick up the signs. I promise I'll pick up the sign at your house.
Yeah.
Feel free to... Yeah,
don't chuck it though.
Don't chuck the don't chuck the sign. If you grab it, don't chuck it, please.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
So yeah, tomorrow's the big day. But before we go into all the excitement about what's going on tomorrow, let's talk about the studio, right? So as folks can tell, I don't have the door behind me anymore. I have Nutters and his friend right there. I
Right,
don't know what
we have
Nutters'
the
friend
squirrels.
is. So folks, drop a comment on what you want to
Right.
see for his name, because
Right,
I don't
you
know his
name
name.
the other squirrel. Is
haven't
it a
named-
girl or a boy squirrel? Is that the partner in crime? Like, I think it should be a girl squirrel.
I'm thinking it should be a girl squirrel too. Although we do have Rachel.
No, we don't. She's gone. We
She
can't even
disappeared?
find Rachel. And we don't need to talk about Rachel.
Nut one, nut two.
No, we do not need to. Not one, not two. There you go, Chris.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Please don't even get me going.
So we got the studio set up. We're actually in the back area,
Mm-hmm.
and Raylene got a nice couch from
Aaron's
Who is-
Furniture right next door, who
Yep,
is the
who's-
presenting sponsor of the Inside Scoop.
That's right. And
we're
if you
very happy to have them. We have the coffee table that raises right up in front of me. It pushes back down. We've got a couple of end tables that did a great job hooking us up, and it's great to have them on board.
Absolutely. And one of the the thing that I really like about it is that Raylene is going to be able to sit next to Leah.
Right, and Leah is your
My dog.
German Shepherd.
Yep.
So Leah can come on Barry Beat nights, and maybe my pups can come on Thursday nights.
Sure.
Sure. We had to take turns. I mean, they wouldn't come down here all the time. They love you, Michael. Well, one of them does.
McCormick, they're very good dogs. You have very good. They actually, I think both of them like
Yeah,
me,
they
actually.
do.
Unless I try to kiss them.
Right. That's
And
all
then
of
they
her.
get-
He does not
they get
like kisses.
attitude.
That's right.
Yeah, they get total attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're super excited about the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the really awesome things is that it does allow for audience.
And soon we will do shows where there can be a live audience in here, and I'm looking forward to that. We'll do you love to do the Festivus, right?
I do.
And so we'll have to maybe have some snacks in here and cocoa and things like that, and have people down for that. And we'll do some of that. Yeah, we'll definitely do some
Can you imagine me doing Festivus
live shows. No,
without any like not inhibitions, but any type of, barriers? Mm-hmm. We could have snacks.
and we don't have to have any barriers.
Good evening, Linda.
Yeah, we don't have to have any barriers. So
Well, I mean, any type of
there are no restrictions.
removing the inhibition. Is it inhibitions? No, inhibitions are yeah. I don't want to see
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. So
me unrestrained doing Festivus would be very
Uninhibited.
uninhibited. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, and you unrestrained is like me restraining.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Valid.
Just telling you. But
Very valid.
it is. So it opens up doors to be able to do shows in front of a live audience, have audience participation here instead of in the comments. And then we can have 4 guests very comfortably over here. What you can't see is we have a couple of really comfy chairs. And I would just have to sit up. I wouldn't be able to be sprawled out on the couch, but and somebody could sit next to me. We have the little mics. We don't have the all of that to worry about, the equipment and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a really great setup. I'm super proud and really excited to keep going and see what comes about.
You're doing a very good job.
Yeah, and we've had some really great sponsors join us lately, and we have Emsley's and we Legendary and Aaron's, and then we already have we have the Den, we have Yipes, we have Preston's, Ruth Ears, Jerry's. We're super lucky.
We are. I'll say this: the sponsors that sponsor the Inside Scoop are really amazing people, and we absolutely should give them our business. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Folks, think about that.
absolutely.
And Chris, I love AI.
Yeah. Well, and Chris could sponsor us too, because
He could.
you know, being the agent that he is. Just saying. Don't be
He's an
such a
agent?
cheap bastard.
Ooh. He said ditto, so I...
You know, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
ditto to the AI thing.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I do like
yeah.
AI.
Anyway, so that's enough about the studio. Let's talk about tomorrow and some things happening in the city and things like that. So, why don't we start with telling people how he's frugal as fuck. Let's start talking about how people need to register for the text alerts. Can you pull that up on your computer? We'll go there first, or do you want me to
Sure.
grab it?
Do you want to talk about a different type of registering?
Sure, you can if you want to do that first.
Sure, because I don't really know where the information is for.
All right, I'll
for
get that while
registering.
you get your
So
registration.
I'll just tell folks that in the state of Vermont, we have same-day registration. So if you are not registered to vote, you can go up to the Barre Auditorium and register to vote. There's no restrictions. I mean, obviously, you have to live within Barre City, and they do ask for that information and verify that
Yep.
you live in the city.
Yep.
But it's really important for folks to vote. Obviously, vote.
Right.
Shameless plug. There'll be
don't-
several.
And don't like feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Some people have just moved here. You forget, whatever. We had a couple of people reach out to me earlier. Look up on the list. We find out, no, you're not registered. So they're going to go ahead and register right at the polls tomorrow. Super
Right.
easy. Just have a driver's license
Yep.
with you.
Absolutely, and there's definitely highly recommend that folks go to my voter page. If you did absentee ballots, this is really important. If you did absentee ballots,
Check to make sure it was received. Track it.
correct, and I just dropped the link to the absentee ballots.
And you'll put that on the page after as well so that people don't have to search the comments. We'll make sure that it gets put on the absentee, on the page as well so that you can look to track your ballot. And if you do not find it, that means that it did not get to where it needed to be for one reason or another, probably the U.S. Postal Service. But come on up, get it dealt with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm very sorry I got distracted real quick.
We're not even in the freaking window anymore, Michael. It's just like crazy. My goodness gracious,
I
Lord.
know. But there are about 13 to 20, well, it's probably 15 to 20 people that have their ballots, their certificate isn't signed, or the way that they sent it in is incorrect, so your ballots will not be counted. That's 15 to 20 people. So go to mvp.vermont. And that's Michael Victor Paul .vermont.gov and make sure that your ballot is in good order. And if it's not, come to the polls tomorrow and vote, because it's really important for you to do that. And I've reached out to a couple people on Facebook. It's really awkward, like randomly messaging someone, hey, your ballot's bad.
Right,
Which,
But you want them to know.
I do. It's really important for us to make sure that our ballot's in good order. So yeah.
Yes, so please make sure that you register. Register to vote if you haven't already, and please track your ballot. And as Michael said, it's in the comments, and we'll make sure to get it up on the page as soon as we're done with this show. But I'm assuming that it's also on your campaign page. How to track your ballot?
It's not, but it will be.
Okay.
And it will be on barre.com.
All right, good. All right, so we'll make sure that all of that happens and make sure. So now we'll talk about registering for city messages. So sign up for regroup messages from Barre City. The City of Barre is launching a new messaging system to send critical updates to residents, including winter emergency parking bans, road closures, and other important news. So remember, they're doing a pilot program this year for the winter parking ban. It's not going to be in effect all the time from November 15th to April 1st, I think it is, or whatever the normal span is. That's not going to be the case this year. You'll just get alerts if you need to not park on the streets if they're expecting a storm, instead of just making it overnight the whole winter, no matter if we have snow or not. So to get those sorts of alerts, make sure that you go to the City of Barre, Vermont Facebook page, which is City of Barre, Vermont City Government Facebook page, and you can click the link from there. You can also go to barrecity.org and sign up from there. But just make sure you do it, because it's really important. And they've had a lot of information that they've been using on that lately, the boil water notices, things like that. So it's just really, it's going to be a new tool to use that I think will really benefit the residents of Barre.
So you mentioned boil water. Should we talk about the headworks?
Well, you might as well. I mean, that's totally different, but if you want to talk about shit as opposed to drinking water, go ahead.
I mean,
'Cause
always. Of course I would want
it's
to
not
rather
really
talk-
about water, but go ahead.
No, I get it.
It's about poo.
It is about the poo. Tomorrow on the ballot, or one of the ballots, is the bond for the wastewater treatment center or plant, and it's to bond out $7+ million. The project itself is going to be around $9 million, $9 million and some additional change on that. But the thing is that if we don't pass this bond, we have to do it again, because we have to have headworks in order to process the sludge that's coming down. So
Right, we need to break the solids from the liquids.
correct.
And then it gives many more benefits doing that. The methane gas can then be burned. The stench, it will help with the stench on the north end of the city. It just takes care of a lot of things, and it will, we're hoping that people are going to stop using these supposed disposable wipes that are not disposable. They're not flushable. No matter what the package says, it is a lie, and it's going to cost millions and millions of dollars. So stop using them.
$50 you can buy a bidet that you can add on
Right,
to your toilet.
something. Use a squirt bottle, for Christ's sakes. That's what they do with after you have a baby.
So I do want to say about the headwork, because it's not going to have a marketable effect on the smell, but
Well, no,
we
they said a
can't-
little bit. They said
Right.
it would help
right, but
because they'll be able to burn off the gases.
they'll be able to burn off the gases, but the majority of the smell will be able to be taken care of once the headworks are done.
Right, exactly.
And that deals with quality of life issues for sure.
Yeah.
And Nicholas, Chris is correct. Nicholas provided a lot of good details.
Yeah, last week's
Yeah.
city council meeting, and the people that presented did an absolute incredible
Yes.
job. Even I understood what they were
Yes,
talking about.
it was pretty phenomenal. It's, nobody wants to spend money, but
No.
unfortunately, when we're talking about processing of poo, we have to.
Well, and even the bottom line was if this doesn't get taken care of, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse, and the problems are going to grow and grow and grow, and we could put ourselves into a situation where we're talking about spending millions of more dollars than what we need to
Yep.
right now. So, yeah, it comes to a point where everything in life has to be fixed, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing lasts forever, and it's old.
And I do get the anticipated project cost is 7.6 million. The ballot question references 9.3 million.
Yep.
Total project cost, but the bonded amount is 7.6.
Right.
Without incurring additional costs, financing, or debt with
Right.
difference covered by state and or federal
Right.
grants.
And right now, it doesn't even meet code, right? It's not like up to snuff as
So-
far as it's like not okay.
It's not. In fact, we had a letter of discontinuance issued to us, and we do have to fix our problems that we have there. Otherwise, it's really going to start costing us money
Right.
and fines.
Exactly.
And if anybody has any questions, they can obviously reach out to the city manager at citymanager@barrycity.org, or you could call him at 802-224-6520.
And tune into city council meetings because
Yeah.
really, I mean, they have had a lot of really great information. And if you haven't watched, if you are someone who retains more of it when you're reading, you can go right on the city website, go to agenda and minutes, and grab the minutes and read
Yep.
what happened during the meeting. You can watch it back on CBTV.
Yep.
So a lot of great information in there, and like I said, explained really well.
Absolutely. Or you could tune into the Barry Beat.
Yes, you could
Every
do that too.
Monday night.
Every Monday night.
Which-
7:00. Right? Right? Although now there's 12 people on,
Yeah, there's 12 people that
so,
are telling
but-
me that tells me that,
you know. But whatever. I still think we should do it at 7:00, especially when it gets winter and cold and yucky, but whatever.
and Glenn wants us
It's
to
your
do it
show.
at 7.
I know
But,
he does.
Yeah, and on top of that, if you want to get the packet emailed to you, you can go online and look for it yourself. Obviously that's
Or you
something
can
you
get
could
it
do.
ahead of time from you.
Well,
getting on the email
so
list.
I actually have to go out to the website to grab the packet, and both the packet for the school board. Well, the school board I do get.
Right.
But the packet for city council, I have to go out on the website. I grab it, download it, then
But people
upload it.
could join your email list if
Correct.
they wanted.
If somebody wanted to join my email list, what I do is I go through the packet, give a couple high points, and then I send it out, with the packet and any other information.
Yeah.
And if you want to be on that list, you just email barrycityward2@gmail.com, even though I'm no longer a Ward 2 counselor.
Well, that's where you live.
That's where I live.
So
That's
it's
right.
Barre City Ward 2. That's where Michael Booten is.
It's where Michael Booten has lived for the last 40 years.
Right. So,
And my family has lived in Ward 2 for the last 100 years.
right.
Just saying.
So, just saying. But anything else that we can think of? 802 Scoop will be at the polls tomorrow. We'll be there giving out free hot dogs, chips, cookies, fruit chews, a few snacks, some water. Hot dogs, you can get chili and cheese. You can get diced onions, ketchup, mustard, relish.
Oh, man. You're like going all out on this.
I'm going all out. So my friend Sharon will be there helping me out, and Johnny Bedeau is bringing a grill for us to use, and we're just gonna kick it. And it was so much fun when we did it last time. Even when we did the donuts that my friend Sharon made.
Yes.
And we had donuts and apples and cider, and it changes the atmosphere because people stop. They grab something to eat. They stand there. They talk to each other.
Yep.
And man, we need that right now.
We do.
And it was everybody was doing it. It didn't matter. We don't ask. We don't care who you vote for. None of that matters. We just were all up there as citizens of Barre City, chatting and having a good time. And it really made a big difference. And I love doing it. And now we're going to do it again because it was fun.
Full disclosure, we will have Michael Booten for Barry pins, and we'll
Well,
have
because you sit
my
at
cards.
the table there, but that's not required. They don't have to take any of
No, they
stuff.
absolutely
As a matter
not.
of fact, you've taken shit there before. I mean, people have come out and said, discussed with you, said, I don't agree with you on this or that
Yep.
or something. And you're willing to have those conversations as
Absolutely.
well. You don't go run and hide from the tent because somebody's there to talk to you. And I think that is what really sets you apart from a lot of other people, is that you don't get all freaked out about that stuff. You literally are willing to sit and have a conversation with people. And I think that's what sets you apart from a lot of people. And that's one of the reasons I appreciate you.
Yeah. And all the candidates will probably be there. I know that Carol's going to be there. Highly recommend people vote for Carol Dawes and Michael Booten. But I'm sure Teddy's going to be there. I'm sure that Jonathan Williams will be there. I saw that Ann Watson's sign was there, so I'm sure she'll probably show up. And I think Phil Scott might be, is he doing like 800 some odd hours of something like that,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's going to all the different places. Michael Deering says he'll be
Yep.
there.
And Don Koch will probably show up,
Koch
and so
will probably
I'm sure
stop.
Michael
You only
Doyle
have
will.
me until 4. I'm going to be there until I'll stay with you from 7 to 4. Then I'm going to leave, run home, take a shower, get changed, and head to Montpelier so I can go to the Phil Scott's party.
Oh, somebody was invited to Phil Scott's party.
Listen.
Somebody was invited to Phil Scott. That wasn't endorsed, but that's okay.
Well, you were endorsed. I was invited, but I invited you and you didn't want to go.
So Rosemary said that, and I didn't hear
I have the
you
text
say that.
messages to prove it. You lose, bud.
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Is the offer still available?
Of course it's still available.
Okay, so I might go.
Good
Might
Lord.
go. Mariah says the studios look comfy.
It is
And Mariah,
really comfortable.
They are. It's very comfortable.
Yes.
And divide and conquer, Michael.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I was invited. I was super excited to get that invite and really felt honored to get the invite. And so I'm going. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good. And hopefully I'll be there with you.
Yeah.
It'll be lots of fun. But
It will.
all depends on how things go tomorrow.
They said bring a beer or wine of your choice to or your favorite beer or wine to share and with others. But we all know that I just drink domestic beer. I don't drink any of that nasty dandelion tasting stuff.
Should I go buy some Ariel
And I
wine?
don't drink wine. I didn't even know what that is.
It's non-alcoholic wine.
Oh, good gracious Lord. But anyway, it'll be a good day. I'm really excited and I'm super honored to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Sharon says, does that mean I will be cooking hot dogs alone from 4 to 7?
Oh gosh, you do not have to cook hot dogs after. Whoever is up there can cook hot dogs. There'll
Absolutely.
be other people there. You and I will be there long enough. And absolutely not. Yeah,
And thank you for coming.
absolutely.
But all right. So tomorrow night we're going to have the guys, the Vermont Daily Chronicle.
Guy
will be
Page
here
and Paul Bean will be
from
here.
7:30
30.
till whenever the
Whenever.
polls
They
completely
could be
close.
here late. They could be here early. It all, until earlier in the evening. But it all depends. And but they'll be here at 7:30. It'll be their first night in the new space too. I've kind of told them a little bit about it. I think Guy was going to tune in and check it out. And I'm excited to have that too. To know that there's going to be election coverage here, and that's something that I don't. Well, we have local. Is there anybody that really does live election coverage
don't-
anymore. Maybe DEV. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know that like WCAX will do something, but I don't
Yeah.
watch WCAX because I don't have cable.
Right. And so, anyways, it's just super cool to know that that will be there and that it will always be there. You can hit rewind, unlike.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm super excited to have that here, and I'm super excited to have teamed up with them. They teamed up with us and reached out, and that's just working out great.
Yeah. And then
It's coming up in the works that we will, so.
no hints.
No, well, just like more shows. So, but some really good ones, and I have some really good. There's some really good. It's No Secret episodes coming up as well.
Nice.
So some great interviews. I'm really excited about.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So I will say that Barry Beat interviewed, at least half of the candidates, right?
Right. The only half that would get interviewed in here.
Correct.
Sorry, Michael. I
we
take
did-
full blame.
Yeah. So we did interview John Rogers. Actually, we had him on twice. And I think we can safely say that he's a great guy. And
Yes,
it was pretty
absolutely.
awesome that he was not only endorsed by Phil Scott and by Governor Douglas, but he was also endorsed by Governor Shumlin.
Yes.
And that goes to show you that bipartisan appeal that he has. And then, we also had for Senate, we had Michael Deering, we had
Donald Koch.
Donald Koch and Michael Doyle. Great interviews. Highly recommend folks watch them.
We interviewed Gerald Malloy.
Yes, I was just going to get to him. And
Yeah.
Gerald Malloy was great.
Yeah.
It was a really good interview. I could not recommend him enough, especially.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And then we also interviewed Gina Galfetti and
Yes.
Topper McFawn for
Yeah.
our Barrytown folks.
Yeah.
They're definitely worthy of a vote. It was pretty phenomenal. Listen to them; they know what they're doing.
You too,
And-
Chris. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thanks,
He's
Chris.
going pee-pee nun night because
Yes.
we do a show at 8:00 at night.
Okay, fine, whatever. And then, of course, we had Carol Dawes in here.
Yes.
I can, I think that if you go on Facebook
And we'll wait and hold up. And we also had Michael Booten.
we did, and we don't.
You did
we don't
an
talk about
interview
that.
as well. You did. It was a great interview. A great interview. And my very good and dear friend Dick Wabi, Michael said to me jokingly one day, "Do you think Dick would do my interview?" I said, "Sure he would.
Yeah,
I'll ask him."
Yeah.
And then that's what happened.
Yeah.
And now Michael's never going to ask me those sorts of things again.
No. So Dick didn't realize that Barry Beat is a puff piece for people. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are. When you come into Barry Beat, we're very puffy. We're
No,
very
Michael's
friendly.
very puffy.
Fine. Whatever.
I can be puffy, but I'm not as puffy as you.
If you go back and you look at like the Senate candidate interviews that we did, that I did, they were very friendly interviews.
Oh, absolutely. And they were good interviews that really showed the true person.
Right.
They're not given a time limit. They're not specific questions. It's literally a conversation. And not many people get to have a conversation. And that's what matters. I think you get to see the true person at that point. It's not this, rehearsed over and over and over this same question that you get from everybody kind of thing. It's literally shoot from the hip, and it just, I like it better. I think it's awesome.
Conversations are way better than like.
And you did have questions above conversation. And I will say that was the hardest interview I did, because unlike all the other interviews, I wasn't allowed to say anything. And I was over there like biting my tongue, jumping in my seat. And at one time, remember, I tried to say something. He was like, you can't talk. You can't say anything. He stifled me, the little shit. But yeah, it was a great time, and just super grateful for him.
Yeah.
And the support of AGC and everything they do for the community. So, yeah.
And we, I have to say, you talk about the long form interviews. It's certainly not as long form as Joe Rogan.
No.
I've watched now probably a couple of his No, I've only watched 2 podcasts. One was with Donald Trump.
We keep
and
losing video signal, and
We
then it comes
do.
right back. But that's like the second time that it's given a little glitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
folks,
what
I'm
that's all
really sorry about
but-
that. I haven't heard anything on this end.
Yeah. Maybe
But-
it's my phone. Maybe it's my service. Who knows?
That's okay. Well, we're pretty much done anyway.
We are.
So,
Yep.
most importantly, get out tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Barre
Yes.
Auditorium, 7
up.
a.m. to 7 p.m. at the
Yeah.
Barrytown Middle School for Barrytown. If you live in Barry City, obviously, it's the auditorium. Stop by the booth, say hello. Let me give you a card that you can fill out and send back to me with all the things that you are
And let
want to
802
hear about.
Scoop, let Raylene and Sharon make you a hot dog.
Absolutely.
a
And have
snack.
something to drink,
Yeah, have a snack, hang out, talk. Let's just have a good day. It's supposed to be nice and sunny and way warmer than it was today. Thank goodness
Yes.
for that. I was
Although it's supposed to be windy.
right, but not as bad as today. Not as bitter and yucky. So I'll take that.
Absolutely.
So come join us. Have a hot dog and yeah. Yeah,
right.
and it's happening on Jen's end as well, so it must have been
okay.
us.
Okay.
We must be having a little bit of issues.
Well, folks, thank you for watching.
Yeah, have a great
And
night.
We'll see you tomorrow, and have a lovely evening.
And Michael and I will be back with you Thursday night, 7
is true.
o'clock for the weekly wrap.
Absolutely.